there everybody, and welcome back to the Blossom Crochet channel. My name is Rebecca, and if this is your first time visiting, then just take a moment now to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so that you keep up to date with all of my crochet tutorials. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create this beautiful herringbone stitch. So it's a very simple one row repeat once you get going, and the effect that you get is really lovely. I'm hoping you can see the beautiful details. So it almost looks like little arrows that go backwards and forwards across your work. So we're just going to jump straight in and get started with this herringbone stitch. So I'm just going to be using some cotton purely for the purpose of the tutorial, because I think that the stitch definition will be easier for you to see. So you want to start your project with your foundation chain, and this chain can be any number of stitches. Just make sure it is as wide as you want your project to be. So obviously yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So chain until your project is the width that you need, and that is where I will meet you in just a second. Okay, so once you've completed your foundation chain, you want to add an additional 2 chains to the end of your chain that you've already done, and they are obviously your turning chains. So you want to find the 3rd chain now back from your hook. So you've got 1, 2 and 3, and you go into yarn over, insert into that 3rd chain, yarn over and pull up. And then you're going to pull this first loop behind that first loop, and then you've got 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first loop. Again, you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. So that is your first herringbone stitch. Same into the next one, yarn over, insert into your next chain, yarn over and pull up, pull that first loop behind the next loop, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Okay, I'll show you again, yarn over, into the next chain, yarn over and pull up, pull that first loop behind the next loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll continue that all the way along your row. So pull that first loop behind, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll continue that all the way along your row, and that is where I will meet you as you get to the end of your foundation chain. So once you've completed your row, you should have something that looks like this, and you will notice that all of your stitches are leaning to one side, and that is exactly what you want. So now we're going to turn our work around, and you can chain 2 if you like. However, I prefer to do a sort of standing stitch, so I'm going to insert my hook in that very first stitch, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and then behind that vertical part of the stitch, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and that just gives a really nice chunky treble height stitch so that you don't get any gapping like you might get with the chain 2. So as I said in the beginning, this is just a 1 row repeat, so it's nice and simple, and this is the repeat that you're going to do. You're literally going to do the same thing that you've just done, however you're going to be working it into the tops of all of your stitches instead of into a chain. So you'll yarn over, insert into that next stitch, go through the whole of the stitch, making sure you've caught the V on the top, yarn over and pull up. Again, you'll have your 3 loops, pull that behind the first loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and again, yarn over through the next stitch and complete your herringbone stitch. So you should be quite familiar with them now, obviously, because you've worked all along your foundation row. And you're just going to work it all the way along, just like you did for your foundation row. And I will meet you as you get towards the other end in just a sec. Okay, so you can see I'm near the end of my row now. I've got this last herringbone stitch from the last row, and then I've got that chain that we skipped at the beginning. So I'm going to work into the top of this final herringbone stitch that we've got. And then my very final stitch will go into that chain that we skipped from the beginning of our foundation row. So anywhere into that stitch really, don't need to be too precise about it. And complete that stitch. So that is how you should be looking at the end of this row. And that, like I say, is the row that you will repeat over and over again until your project is the size that you need it to be. So I've turned back around again, and then you will just repeat that row. So I will do my treble height stitch to start with. Like I say, you can chain 2 if you prefer, and then you're ready again to work back along your row doing your herringbone stitches. So I really hope that that tutorial was simple and easy enough for you to follow along. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and I will see you for another tutorial really soon. Bye for now.